Hi there, I'm Meteorologist Tom Kippen, based here in Marquette, Michigan. Welcome to Up in the Sky Weather, weather that talks about Upper Peninsula of Michigan weather. I am the chief meteorologist for MyUPnews. You can catch me on television weeknights at 6 Eastern, 10 Eastern, and 11 Eastern. We're the ABC affiliate here in the Marquette TV market. Also, myupnow.com and our MyUPnow Facebook page. And also on the radio, catch my weather forecast on the Radio Results Network stations and on Marquette Catholic Radio, Northern Apostle Radio, 103.9 FM. So, Tom's Take. And this show, Tom's Take, we kind of dive into the weeds a little bit of what I saw today on my weather forecasting journey, and we walk you through on what's going to happen here over the next 5 to 7 days, and then we take a trip down the long range models and see what could potentially happen. And that may be, hey, could we get some rain, snow, wind? But it's a long ways off. But the longer range models are now going into Thanksgiving. So we'll take a peek on what they're saying. But in the meantime, the near future, now through Sunday, we're going to have the wind and November winds. So we got the wind Wednesday, Thursday. I do think we get a break from the wind Thursday night, Friday morning. And then look for the wind to pick up the pace again on Friday afternoon, Friday night, and continue on into the weekend. In the short term, we do have rain or snow showers in the forecast through Wednesday, and then rain returns potentially Saturday, and it could be a rain-snow mix on Sunday. And then we're looking at above average temperatures for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then it does turn chilly as we head into Sunday. We'll take a look at the national blend of model temperature output here in just a second, but I want to talk about the winds here. You can see the wind picking on up through Wednesday. Could see some gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour through Wednesday afternoon in the Keweenaw Peninsula and along Lake Superior. Let me see if I can manually drive this here. It's not letting me manually drive this, but the stronger wind gusts are going to be on Wednesday, and then again, like I mentioned, on Friday here, we could see some gustier winds, perhaps breezier conditions return. National blend of models here. This forecast point is at the National Weather Service in Negaunee Township, which is roughly about 8 miles west of Marquette. And really no good winter chill in our weather forecast here. You can see 20s at night. That's typical here as we get into the second and third week of November here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. But notice this little above average spike here. Normally our high temperature on November 11th is 39, and then our normal high temperature by the time we get to November 21st is 35 degrees. And you can see for the most part, we're above average through the next 7 to 10 days. You can see 40s, maybe pushing 50 here as we get into Saturday, and then you can see turning chillier for the second half of the weekend, and then temperatures still above average, not beach weather, but you can see as we go into next week, temperatures in the 30s to around 40. All right, it's modeling data time. Time to go into the weeds here and talk about what I saw as I was putting my weather forecast together here. And we got the rain and snow in our weather forecast here. The Upper Peninsula is here. We're going to have a couple of waves of precipitation move through here Tuesday and Wednesday. But notice how packed in these lines are together. Those are isobar lines, lines of equal pressure. And when you get isobar lines packed in together, you can expect the wind. And that's what we have here across the Upper Peninsula of Michigan through late Wednesday afternoon, early Wednesday evening. And then for Thursday, you can see the lines still kind of packed in together, but I think our break comes from the wind Thursday night, Friday, as high pressure scoots to the south of us across northern Indiana and Ohio, and the pressure gradient for us is going to relax a little bit. So that's why we're not going to see the wind Thursday night and Friday. But as milder air really starts to move on in, milder air for this time of year, you can see a south wind really starting to kick in here Friday afternoon. The lines of equal pressure get packed on in, and you can see a good south to southwesterly wind takes over Friday afternoon and also Friday evening. And look for that wind to continue on into Saturday. Also Saturday morning, could start to see some rain showers move on in. Let's go long range here, and we're going to have, let me start you back here. We'll start you Friday morning where we left off with the NAM model on the last model I showed you. High pressure moving to our south. Here's your southerly winds taking over, and then that's the upper peninsula of Michigan there. You can see that south wind really taking over as we head into Friday afternoon, Friday night. Some rain showers may move on in. Saturday night, a cold front will be dropping on in. You can see this area of low pressure north of Sault Ste. Marie, and you can see this dark purple line here, more kind of like Minnesota Vikings colors here, this dark purple line. Well, that's your cold front Saturday night, and that's going to be dropping on through the UP. And you see these lines packed in together. That means more wind, but it will be a chillier wind as we head into the daytime on Sunday. And then as we get into Sunday itself, could have some lake effect rain showers or snow showers. And then for Monday and Tuesday early on, maybe some lingering rain showers or snow showers. High pressure tries to build in for the middle of next week. We'll wait and see if that pans on out. And the thing I did notice here with the GFS and European model today is towards the end of next week and then going into the weekend. So next weekend, I got my calendar to the side of me, November 22nd, 23rd, more potentially of an active weather pattern. We're going to have to wait and see if that all pans on out here. But you can see here next weekend some rain tries to get in here. You can see it's all rain. And then let's just for laughs head towards Thanksgiving and see what the GFS pans on out here. So the week of Thanksgiving, you can see a strong low moving on into eastern Lake Huron. This would potentially bring us some rain and wind. And then on the backside of it, some snow showers as we get towards Thanksgiving. Long ways off. What are we here? November 11th. Thank you to all our veterans out there, by the way, today for your service to the United States of America. But we're at November 11th, and so yeah, you still got over 2 weeks away before Thanksgiving. So got a ways to go here. Let's hop on over to the European model. And there's our rain showers moving on through here and snow showers through Wednesday. High pressure drifting to the south of Michigan Thursday night, and that's going to relax our winds a little bit. And then as we head into Friday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday, there's our good south wind again. That's going to be bringing in the above average temperatures. Cold front going through here Saturday night, Sunday morning, bringing in the colder air. There's our dark purple Minnesota Vikings line here that's going to be dropping on south, otherwise known as the 540 line. Chillier, colder air moves on in. And then you can see we got the chillier wind and some perhaps lake effect precipitation as we head into Monday. Tuesday looks dry. Wednesday on the European model looks dry, and then maybe some active weather here as we get to the end of next week. And like I said, that's what I noticed here with both the longer range models with the GFS model and also the European model as we get, let's say, into November 20th and beyond, hinting at a active weather pattern here. Now, don't rely your plans or what you want to do here on November 20th, November 21st, based what I'm showing you off here, because we still got 10 days to go, and this will definitely change. But everyone wants to know about snow here. Over the weekend, we had some decent lake effect snow across the upper peninsula of Michigan, especially east of Marquette, for communities such as, Scandia over towards Rumley, west of Chatham, Autrain or west of Autrain, Dearton. Talking about some smaller communities east of Marquette where the lake effect snow really got going this weekend, and then also in the higher terrain west of Marquette had some isolated spots over a foot of snow. But snow in the meantime, really not looking at much through the weekend. And even as we head into Sunday and Monday, when I was looking at some lake effect parameters, I'll get really weather nerdy here on Buffkett. The situation, or let's just say this, the setup on the Buffkett was not really conducive of lake effect snow. Your delta T's here, and that's your temperature parameter to really get lake effect snow going. Weather nerd talk here, that magic number is usually minus 13 Celsius on your 850 temps. That was nowhere close to that, so I'm not really expecting much in the way of accumulation. Kind of more in just in a way of nuisance rain showers or snow showers as we get into the second half of the weekend. So we're at next Thursday already, still no snow on the ground, and then maybe next weekend west of Marquette. And then with that storm coming in towards Thanksgiving, potential storm I may add, That's when we could see some numbers add on up, but that's a long ways out. Let's look at the European model here, and I'm going to wrap this up. You can see dry through Saturday, Sunday in terms of not much in the way of snow. That's why I meant dry. I should have phrased that better. Dry in terms of not much in the way of snowfall accumulation, but we'll still have some rain or snow. And then maybe at the end of next week here, the European model's painting in some snow for portions of upper Michigan. Once again, I'm meteorologist Tom Kippen. Like, comment, or subscribe on my YouTube channel, and also catch me on MyUPnews in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and also worldwide on MyUPnow.com, and the stations of the Radio Results Network, and Marquette Catholic Radio, 103.9 FM, Northern Apostle Radio, and I'll catch you next time. Have a good one.